Hey y'all, it's Plowboy's Ghost Channel. Thought I'd real quickly share my thoughts and feelings on an attitude that I've kind of picked up on. Well, it's not really, it's overt. It's not well hidden. Uh, I've seen a few people, more than a few people, along the way, and I've even had not only a couple of people in the comments in the past, but even I have seen another YouTube creator or two make a video. I could have took it personally. Don't know if I did, if it was toward me or just people like that in general. And the issue is basically that if we don't live in big bear country, if you don't live where the grizzlies roam, and you don't have any business saying anything about those type of guns or those cartridges or anything like that. And while I will concede that there is a certain amount of inexperience on my part when it comes to, big bears and stuff like that. Now, we do live in black bear country. I know those are two different things, but that does not freaking matter. First of all, I want to kind of address what kind of seems to me like a snobbish, sort of elitist almost way of looking at things. You don't look down your nose at the people who don't happen to, aren't graced with living in a place where the big game is that there's also grizzly bears and brown bears. I would love to. I've been trying to talk my wife into moving to Idaho. Yeah, can't believe I'm saying it, but I would love to. Not going to happen. I have to be reincarnated, which absolutely ain't going to happen, and have another shot at it in the next life. So it ain't going to happen. But I would love to be there in that open country for the most part. The dramatic landscapes, and yes, even with the harshness and with the big game and stuff that I hope that I'll get to see on the trip one day. But it's probably not going to happen. However, I would caution anyone who thinks that people who don't live in that area already don't have a right to say anything or to even talk about those guns and calibers, because I'm going to tell you right now, there's probably more people. I'd say probably half to 2/3 of the market for those big bore calibers, be it 45, 70 and rifle, which I have and will have for the rest of my life, or if it's talking about bear cartridges and revolvers or whatever, or pistols or whatever. Probably the vast majority of the people who are, not vast majority, but I'd say probably 2/3, half to 2/3 of the people who are buying these guns and keeping that market going, putting things, making it profitable for a company to put a big bore, stomper 500 line ball, 475 line ball, 500 JRH, on the market and expect to make any money off of it. They're selling their guns to a lot of people who don't live in those areas. So you should kind of be thankful if you enjoy those big calibers, in the market for them, maybe in some cases the brass, etc. Be thankful for those who, all we get to do really here is, when it comes to thinking about those in relation to those, big game areas and the dangerous game areas, is do a lot of daydreaming, a lot of reading, a lot of video watching, and I hope to do more than that one day. But I absolutely intend to see that area and be in that area, and maybe, maybe I'll tote 500 JRH. It's coming Monday. It didn't make it by the weekend. I expected to have a video showing y'all, but 5.5 inch BFR 500 JRH. White panels on a Bisley grip. So anyhow, that's my take. Don't just completely discredit people and try to marginalize people who don't happen to live there just yet. Or there's some people who live there that still don't know what the hell they're talking about too. So take that into account. It's my 2 cents.